Have you ever wondered why some people seem to stay sharp, focused, and full of energy even in their old age, while others begin to slow down, forget things, and lose that mental spark? Well, what if I told you that Japan's oldest doctor, a man who lived past 105 years, revealed one simple but powerful secret that he practiced every single night before going to sleep? And that this tiny habit might just be the difference between keeping your brain strong or slowly losing your mental strength as you age. Stay with me until the end of this video because what you're about to learn isn't just another bedtime routine. It's a lifetime practice that can completely transform the way your brain performs, how you rest, and even how long you live. Your brain doesn't rest, it resets. Most people believe that sleep is simply about shutting down, a passive state where the body and mind just drift into darkness. But science and wisdom from Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's oldest practicing doctor, tell a very different story. When you fall asleep, your brain begins one of the most complex and powerful repair processes in the human body. It's not resting, it's working quietly behind the scenes to reset, reorganize, and recharge every thought, memory, and emotion you've experienced throughout the day. During deep sleep, your brain activates what scientists call the glymphatic system, a built-in cleaning mechanism that flushes out toxins and waste proteins that accumulate while you're awake. These toxins, if left unflushed, can damage brain cells, slow down thinking, and even contribute to diseases like Alzheimer's. The remarkable part is that this cleaning system only works properly when your mind is calm and free of stress before you go to bed. Dr. Hinohara emphasized that most people sabotage this natural reset without realizing it. We go to bed with unfinished worries, endless scrolling, and anxious thoughts looping in our heads. Our brain doesn't get the message that the day has ended. It stays alert, constantly trying to solve problems or respond to stimulation. In this state, your body may be lying still, but your brain is fighting chaos. It can't focus on healing or detoxifying itself. You wake up feeling tired, foggy, and unmotivated, not because you didn't get enough sleep, but because your brain never got the chance to reset properly. This is why the moments before sleep are far more powerful than people think. Dr. Hinohara believed that the brain's reset switch is emotional calmness. Just as you would tidy up your workspace before starting something new, you need to clear mental clutter before closing your eyes. When you consciously slow down, breathe deeply, and reflect peacefully, you're signaling your brain that it's safe to enter repair mode. You're telling it that there's no danger, no unfinished business, no need to stay alert. That simple act changes everything about how your brain functions through the night. When your thoughts are calm, your heartbeat slows, your breathing deepens, and your brain waves shift from alert beta waves to slow, restorative alpha and theta waves. In these states, the mind can sort and store memories more efficiently, repair neural pathways, and balance hormones that affect mood, energy, and concentration. Every time you go to bed stressed, your brain's chemistry tilts toward cortisol and adrenaline, hormones that keep you awake and interfere with melatonin, the sleep hormone. Over time, this imbalance leads to poor memory, slower learning, and constant fatigue. But when you go to bed peacefully, your body releases serotonin and growth hormone, both of which protect neurons and enhance brain plasticity, the ability to grow and adapt. So when Dr. Hinohara said your brain doesn't rest, he meant it literally. It transforms while you sleep. It's rebuilding itself cell by cell, clearing away the waste of the day and preparing you for new ideas, focus, and strength tomorrow. The more you honor this process, the sharper and stronger your brain becomes over the years. The Mind Reset Ritual, Japan's secret to lifelong clarity. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara believed that the secret to maintaining a youthful, sharp, and resilient brain wasn't found in medicine or supplements but in how one ended the day. Each night before sleeping, he practiced what he called the mind reset, a small ritual that prepared his brain for deep rest and renewal. It began with something simple, 3 slow, intentional breaths. Those breaths were his signal to the body that the day was ending and the time for peace had arrived. Breathing deeply activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body that calms you down and slows your heartbeat. It shifts your brain from alertness into restoration mode. After those breaths, Dr. Hinohara would gently close his eyes and replay his entire day like watching a quiet film in his mind, from the moment he woke up to the moment he sat down to reflect. He didn't do this to analyze or criticize himself but simply to observe, to acknowledge what had happened, and to let his brain file it away. Most people go to bed carrying the emotional leftovers of the day, anger from a conversation, regret from a decision, or anxiety about tomorrow. By mentally replaying the day, he was giving his brain closure. It's like saving your progress in a game before shutting it off. This mental review tells your subconscious that the day's work is complete, and there's no need to keep processing it while you sleep. The next step in his ritual was forgiveness, not a dramatic one but a quiet acceptance of his own imperfections. He would forgive himself for small mistakes, missed opportunities, or unkind moments. That emotional release is vital because unprocessed guilt and self-blame keep the brain in a state of internal conflict. When you let go of that weight before sleep, your brain is free to focus on healing instead of defending. After forgiveness came gratitude. Dr. Hinohara believed that gratitude was the most powerful mental cleanser. Even in difficult days, he found one thing to appreciate: a good conversation, a meal, a quiet moment, or even the fact that he had another day to live. Gratitude shifts brain chemistry instantly, increasing serotonin and dopamine levels, which not only make you feel good but also strengthen neural connections linked to memory and optimism. Ending the day in gratitude rewires your mind to look for positivity the next morning. Finally, he set a small intention for the next day, never something grand or stressful, just a gentle purpose like "I will smile more tomorrow" or "I will listen better." That small intention gave direction to his subconscious mind as he slept, turning rest into a creative preparation for the next day. This entire ritual took only 5 minutes, yet it created a lifetime of mental clarity. Neuroscientists today confirm that such nightly reflection enhances neural pruning, the process by which the brain removes unnecessary connections and strengthens useful ones. When your brain knows what to keep and what to discard, it stays efficient and sharp. The mind reset works because it combines self-awareness, forgiveness, and gratitude into a single calming practice that synchronizes your emotions and thoughts before sleep. It's a mental reset button that clears the clutter and allows the brain to rest deeply and wake fully renewed. Calm thoughts are brain nutrition. The quality of your thoughts before sleep directly determines how your brain repairs, strengthens, and rejuvenates itself overnight. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara often said that mental peace feeds the brain the same way food nourishes the body. When your mind is calm, it produces a healthy balance of neurochemicals that protect your neurons, improve focus, and enhance emotional stability. But when your thoughts are filled with worry, anger, or stress, your brain releases cortisol, a stress hormone that slowly damages neural tissue, shrinks the hippocampus, the center of memory, and weakens your ability to think clearly. In simple terms, positive, peaceful thoughts fuel your brain while negative, restless ones poison it. Most people underestimate how much their nighttime mindset affects brain health, believing it's enough to simply fall asleep. But the truth is, your brain's chemistry at the moment you drift off determines whether it spends the night healing or hurting itself. When you go to bed feeling tense, your brain stays in a mild state of alertness. It interprets your emotions as danger signals, keeping certain regions active when they should be resting. This means fewer deep sleep cycles and less time for your brain's glymphatic system to wash away toxins. Over time, this buildup contributes to mental fatigue, forgetfulness, and even mood swings. On the other hand, calm thoughts, especially gratitude, forgiveness, and contentment, trigger the release of serotonin and dopamine. These are often called happiness chemicals, but they're much more than that. They act as protective shields for your neurons, encouraging cell growth and smoother communication between brain regions. When serotonin levels rise before sleep, your brain slips easily into deeper rest, and you wake up with sharper focus and a lighter mood. Dr. Hinohara's nighttime habit of reflecting peacefully on his day was his way of feeding his brain this positive nutrition. By ending the day with acceptance and gratitude, he kept his emotional state balanced, ensuring that his body released healing chemicals instead of stress hormones. This consistent mental hygiene helped him maintain a strong memory, quick thinking, and emotional stability even past the age of 100. Neuroscientific studies now prove that emotional calmness before bed enhances the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, a protein that supports learning, memory, and neuron regeneration. In other words, calm thoughts literally help your brain grow stronger. If your pre-sleep thoughts are consumed by stress or overthinking, your body stays chemically wired for survival. Blood pressure rises, the heartbeat remains fast, and brain waves stay shallow. It's like leaving your car engine running all night, you wake up depleted. But when you consciously calm your mind before bed, even with a few deep breaths or a moment of gratitude, your entire internal system shifts into repair mode. The heartbeat slows, the mind quiets, and the brain's electrical patterns move into restorative rhythms. These calm patterns allow your brain to not only rest, but also build new connections while removing old, unneeded ones. That's why peaceful thinking before sleep is more powerful than any supplement. It's the brain's most natural form of nourishment. Sleep quality begins before you close your eyes. Most people think that better sleep depends on the number of hours they rest or how soft their bed is, but Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara believed that true restorative sleep starts long before your head touches the pillow. What happens in the final 30 minutes before you sleep determines how deeply your brain will rest, how well it will repair, and how fresh you will feel the next morning. The brain doesn't have an on and off switch. It transitions gradually from wakefulness to rest. If you flood it with stimulation, bright screens, loud noise, emotional conversations, or digital scrolling, it struggles to slow down. You might fall asleep physically, but your brain remains active, processing leftover information and releasing stress hormones. That's why so many people wake up tired despite sleeping for 7 or 8 hours. Their body rested, but their brain never got to the deep, healing phases of sleep. Dr. Hinohara advised creating a short ritual before bed to prepare the mind and body for rest, much like warming up before exercise. He would turn off all devices at least half an hour before sleeping and use that time to unwind slowly. Gentle stretching, quiet reflection, or reading something peaceful signaled his body that it was safe to relax. This transition period lowers cortisol, slows the heart rate, and allows melatonin, the sleep hormone, to rise naturally. When melatonin increases without interference, the brain enters deeper sleep cycles faster and stays in them longer, allowing the glymphatic system to cleanse toxins and strengthen neural connections. He also believed that unresolved thoughts were one of the biggest obstacles to quality sleep. If something was bothering him, he would write it down on a small piece of paper and tell himself he would address it the next day. This simple act of transferring worries from the mind to paper freed his brain from constant rumination. Studies today show that writing down thoughts before bed reduces anxiety and helps people fall asleep faster because the mind perceives the task as complete. The subconscious doesn't need to keep reminding you of unfinished business when it sees the problem recorded safely outside the body. Dr. Hinohara also practiced light body awareness before lying down. A few gentle stretches, especially for the shoulders, neck, and back, released the physical tension built up throughout the day. This not only relaxed the muscles but also sent a powerful message to the nervous system that the body could shift from doing to resting. When your muscles loosen, your mind follows, and both work together to enter deep rest. The connection between physical relaxation and mental calm is profound. One cannot fully rest without the other. He emphasized that even small sensory details matter. Dim lights, cool air, and quiet surroundings helped create a signal that night had truly begun. These environmental cues tell the brain it's time to slow its rhythm. Within minutes, the brain waves shift from fast beta activity to slower alpha and theta states. The same states associated with meditation and inner calm. When this happens naturally, deep sleep follows effortlessly. By prioritizing calmness before bed, you don't force sleep, you invite it. Your brain and body align, entering rest as a unified system. In that state, sleep becomes a tool for rejuvenation rather than escape, and you wake up with clarity, focus, and strength that no amount of caffeine can replace. Peace before sleep is power for tomorrow. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara often said that the way you end your day decides how your next one begins. He believed that the true foundation of mental strength, focus, and longevity is built not in the morning but in the final moments before sleep. The brain is like fertile soil. It absorbs the last thoughts and emotions you feed it before you drift off, and those impressions grow into the energy, mood, and clarity you experience the next day. If you end your day with peace, gratitude, and forgiveness, your mind wakes up clear, focused, and resilient. But if you carry anger, worry, or regret into sleep, your brain spends the night replaying those emotions, leaving you drained and mentally heavy in the morning. Hinohara practiced a nightly habit of mental stillness, a few minutes of complete emotional release. Before closing his eyes, he would remind himself that the day was done and that tomorrow would bring new possibilities. He would let go of everything he couldn't control, forgive those who hurt him, and most importantly, forgive himself. This act of surrender wasn't weakness, it was power. The power of not allowing old energy to follow him into a new day. Neuroscience now shows that the emotional tone you carry into sleep shapes how your brain processes memories. When you sleep with unresolved negativity, the amygdala, the brain's fear center, stays active, disrupting deep sleep cycles. But when you sleep with peace, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for reasoning and emotional regulation, strengthens overnight. It's like charging your brain's battery for emotional stability. Dr. Hinohara viewed peace as a discipline. He understood that the world can be chaotic, full of uncertainty and challenges, but inner peace is something you must choose intentionally. By choosing calmness before sleep, you give your brain permission to restore itself without distraction. This mental stillness is where true resilience forms. Each night of peaceful rest builds invisible strength that shows up the next day as patience, clarity, and creative thought. It's no coincidence that the most productive, wise, and joyful people share this habit. They protect their peace before bed as carefully as others protect their money or time. The doctor also believed that peace before sleep directly fuels motivation. When your mind isn't cluttered with yesterday's emotions, you wake up lighter, ready to face challenges instead of reacting to them. Your thoughts are clearer, your reactions calmer, and your focus sharper. That's because your brain, after resting in emotional harmony, doesn't waste energy on unnecessary internal conflict. It's fully available for new ideas, problem-solving, and growth. Peace before sleep essentially resets your emotional system so you can approach life from strength rather than exhaustion. He used to repeat a short phrase to himself every night: "I am grateful, I am calm, I am ready for tomorrow." These simple words anchored his emotions, closing the day with serenity. They symbolize the understanding that peace isn't the absence of problems, it's the mastery of perspective. Ending the day in peace tells your subconscious that you are safe and complete, allowing your brain to regenerate fully. Over a lifetime, that small moment of calm becomes a reservoir of strength. It shapes a mind that bends but never breaks, a mind that wakes each morning with quiet power and renewed purpose.